We are live, and I am so excited about today's topic on today. Why? Because this actually is dear and near to my heart. And the reason why, because I know what it feels like to be stuck. I know what it feels like to be stagnated. I know what it feels like to be all over the place, indecisive, can't make up my mind. I know what it feels like to be on pause until I know exactly what to do. So on today, I want to talk about how to break out of business stagnation. I'm talking specifically to our entrepreneurs, coaches, speakers, authors, whether you're a parallelpreneur, you're working a business and working a job, building a business and working a job, whether you're full-time in business, whether you are an aspiring entrepreneur and you desire to start a business, but you have not started yet because you're just in your mind, what should I do? What should I do? Am I going to be supported? So on today, we're going to talk about it. I want to welcome you to Arise and Build. So let's talk about it. What is that thing that has you in a stagnated, stuck place? On tonight, I have the opportunity. We are hosting our SHECEO prayer and purpose meetup. And so we're going to be praying over visions and businesses, but we're also going to be doing a business building session. And in that session, we always have somebody that is in a place of stagnation. They don't know what they should do, or they don't know if they should do this or should they do that. Okay. And so we're going to talk about it on today. Now, I don't know how many times I have said that, but listen, let me say it again. We're going to talk about it on today. I remember, let me tell you my own personal story before I get into just tips. And this is not, today's podcast is not centered around do this, like make this many phone calls or post this many times or connect with this many influencers. It's not that. Because one of the things I've learned in working with entrepreneurs over the past several years is that a lot of times we have the things, we have the strategies. Oftentimes, it's more of an internal thing than it is an external thing. So today, my goal is to highlight and spotlight many of those things. And so I know my own personal story years ago when I was just like, my biggest thing was indecisiveness. Should I do this or should I do that? I feel like God is leading me to do this, but I also feel like He's leading me to do that. Which one should I do first? And oftentimes when I have this question with one of our ladies, I'll ask them, I said, what, and I did this. I had one lady to stand up, and I don't know where I got this idea from. I think I saw it somewhere. I can't remember it, because if I did, I would give them credit. But I had the individual to stand up, and I had her, and I asked some volunteers to come up. And let's say she had 3 ideas, 3 things that she was focused on doing. And I had those 3 ladies to stand up, the 3 volunteers, and the sister who had the question. I had her to name each one. Each one of the ladies represented an idea, a vision, an opportunity that she was trying to see what she could do. And I said, if all 3 of them was at the edge of a cliff and was about to fall off of this cliff, and they all 3 was reaching out to you and asked you, I need you to save me, which one would you save? Now, this is not a physical person, of course. This is an opportunity or idea. I said, which one would you grab right there? Which one would be the most important to you? Which one would have the most urgency that you needed to grab at that particular moment? Which one would it be? And it never fails. Anytime I do this exercise, they always select the one of most importance. That right there. And then I always say, focus on that. You can always go back and get the other ones. But right now, focus on that. I'm not saying you can't choose this and that. But when you're all over the place and you don't have the capacity in that particular moment to be focused, Because here's the thing, to be really truthful and honest with you, you can do 4 and 5 and 6 things when you have systems and team backing it. But when you are a solopreneur, when you're out here by yourself starting out, it's always best to select one. Select one. And as you bring team on, then you can increase and expand your possibilities. But in the beginning, select one. So let's talk about it. Number one, the first thing is this, because I'm talking about five key things. First, overthinking. Let me talk about the 5 key things I feel like stop and hinder entrepreneurs and business leaders, coaches, authors, speakers, etc. 5 key things. Number one is overthinking. Overthinking. Like, do I need this system? Do I need this system? Do I need this system? I remember years ago when I started business, I ain't had none of these systems. When I say none, that's none of them. Okay? I just had a vision, an idea, and a desire to help women. Okay? So overthinking. So the opposite of overthinking is clarity. It's when you are clear on the direction that you are going. And I want you to identify these things. Write this down right here. 3 things you want to be clear on. Number one, who are you? Who are you in the marketplace? Who are you? Your brand messaging, how you show up. Who are you? Number 2, what do you do? What do you do? And I want you to speak to the benefits. You understand? Like, for example, if I sold life insurance, I wouldn't say I sell life insurance. I would say I sell a peace of mind, right? So who are you? What do you do? Speak to the benefits. And who do you serve? Who is that person that's going to buy the very thing that you do? Be clear on the who you are, what you do, and who you serve. And don't overthink it. Number one, when you say, I serve everybody, you do not serve everyone, because everyone don't want your product and service. Everyone don't desire it, and everyone don't need it, okay? So be clear on that person. If you say I serve teenagers, if you say I serve young adults, if you say I serve women, if you say I serve the more seasoned community, right? Maybe I serve from 55 to 64. Who do you serve? Maybe I serve people who only love to travel internationally. So why would you target people that travel domestically if they only are looking to go international? Who do you serve? So number one is clarity. So the downside of clarity is overthinking. It will paralyze you. It will stagnate you. Okay. And then number 2 is comparison. I'm talking about the 5 things that hold entrepreneurs back. And the flip side of that, I'm giving you the opposite of that. Number 2 is comparison. Comparing yourself to other people. And one of the things I have shared with some of my group coaching students is this right here. When you are, let's say, on a 30-day focus, a 40-day focus, a 60-day focus, or 90-day focus, or even a 6-month focus, don't look at other people's brand. I know it's good to do market research. I know it's good to look for creativity purposes without plagiarizing or, But sometimes people look at people's brands and they get stuck because they say, well, mine is not going to look as good at it, or mine don't look as good at it. What are they? So we don't look at the fact that this person been doing this for 20 years, that their brand didn't even start out like that. Right? So instead of just looking and learning, you look and you get stagnated. So I just tell people, listen, while you're building, don't look at anybody else's brand. Some people may disagree, but the reason why I have found this to be true, sometimes people are studying other people's brand and they won't even move because they're trying to get their brand to look as sharp, as crisp as theirs. And we're just trying to get you to get into the marketplace. You understand? And start with what you have and build and grow and expand and add to as you start generating some revenue. All right. And then that's number 2. So number 1 is overthinking, clarity. Number 2 is comparison. You want to focus, you want to block and focus. Okay, you want to block and focus on your own platform, your own brand message, and then you want to add value. Number three is indecisiveness. I spoke about this in the beginning. This is when you don't know what you want to do and you won't choose. Then you're like, I don't know if I should do this or I should do that. And number three is you just want to make a decision. Make a decision. You can always add later, make a decision, and then you'll get to the point where you can do this and that. You understand? You can do this and that. Number four is overloading yourself. This is doing too many things. And it's amazing. As I'm thinking about this, it's pretty much, I'm saying the same thing. It's like now you're in the marketplace. You're not overthinking. You're not comparing yourself. You're not indecisive. Like, should I do this? Should I do this? Now you're doing three things all at the same time. And you feel like, I'm on this hamster wheel, baby, and I'm juggling. I'm juggling. But then when you look around, your results is very small. Yeah, you're getting a little traction, but it's very small because your attention is split. Now, remember, I'm going to preface this with when you have systems and team, you can do multiple things. But right now, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the person who don't have a team. I'm talking to the person who barely have systems, and you're getting out here and you feel stuck and you feel stagnant. And I'm telling you some of the things that have you stuck and that has you stagnated, okay? You're overloaded. So that means you have to offload some things. You have to offload some things and make a commitment that I'm going to focus on this one thing. For the next 12 months, I'm all in on this one thing. If I'm going to write this book, let's say, for instance, you write a book and you're teaching them how to do something with this book, right? And so you have this book, and this book is actually a product, and this book can turn into a coaching program. It can turn into a workshop, and you may say, but that's three different things. Actually, it's not, because you're focused on one message, one central message, and this message is this. I'm teaching you how to do this, right? And so you take this book turns it now into a workshop. So the people who want to get access to you, they purchase your book, but they want to be in a room with you. And then this book turns into a weekly webinar where people get on this webinar, they learn, and then you upsell them into a coaching program, whether it's a group coaching program, an online course, or a one-on-one with you. But all of it is the same message. It seems like it's multiple things, but in actuality, it's only one message. You're just giving them multiple modalities to get access to you. The access is the book, the printed material. The access is the online course. The access is the live workshop. The access is the VIP experience when they hire you at a higher level. But it's one central message. You're not selling soap over here, selling travel over here, selling hair products over here. And here's the thing. I'm not saying that you cannot be a hairstylist and have a message out in the marketplace, because you can't. It's called blind marketing. But you're not going to get on and be, now you're selling this, and then you're selling this, and then you're selling this, and you're confusing the market, okay? So that's number four. Number one, overthinking. You want to gain clarity. Number two is comparison. You want to focus your attention. Number three is indecisiveness. You want to make a clear decision. Number four is overthinking, right? Because not overthinking, overloading yourself because you're doing too many things without the proper systems and manpower in place in order for you to be able to do that effectively. So you want to make a commitment to focus on one thing for a period of time, whether that's 12 months, whether that's 2 years, whether that's 5 years. And then number five is a lack of focus. A lack of focus, or let me say a lack of inconsistency. You start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. You're consistent on social media. You say, listen, I'm going to post every week, and you post every week 4 weeks, and then you disappear for 3 months. Inconsistency. The opposite of that is to be consistent. One of the best ways to be consistent, especially when you're building an online presence and an online brand, and if you have a business, I feel like everybody should be online, is this right here. Batch, record, and schedule. Batch, record, and schedule. If you batch record, then you don't have to say, I got to sit down every week to record. Right? And if you schedule, then you don't have to say, I got to post real time every single day. Now, you can't always contract a social media manager to do all this stuff for you. But if you're starting out and you don't have the budget to be able to do that, you can do it yourself, but you can say, I have a busy schedule. And so because of that, I am going to pick one day per week or 2 days per month where I set aside several hours to batch record my reels, shorts, my long form videos, and then I'm going to schedule them. Like, for example, you can use a platform like StreamYard. StreamYard is a platform you can record videos, and then you can clip those videos. Unless you go to Opus Clips, you can upload a pre-recorded video, and you can have them to clip it, and you have them all clipped. Right? So instead of you recording 60-second clips, you can record a long form video like I'm doing right now. And you can take that video and you can have it clipped in StreamYard, or you can upload it to Opus Clips and you can have Opus Clip to clip it for you. Whatever works for you. But what I'm saying to you is systems and people will always increase your capacity to do more. But when you are doing it on your own, you want to work to be clear on who you are, clear on your brand message, what you do, and clear on who you serve. There is nothing worse than talking to the wrong audience, because let me tell you what happens. When you talk to the wrong audience, it makes you start second guessing yourself. It makes you start saying, well, maybe my product is not good enough. Maybe I'm charging too much. Maybe when in actuality, that's not the case. A lot of times it's because you're speaking to the wrong people. So if you identify who your audience is, that will help you with your brand messaging. It will help you with your brand marketing as well. All right. So number 2, comparison. The goal is celebrate other people, but don't compare yourself to other people, because the day will come when you will be this giant in your space. Number 3 is indecisiveness. Make a decision. Just make a decision. I'm a firm believer in praying. I'm a firm believer in acting the Holy Spirit. But you'll be amazed at the people that pray and they hide behind prayer and they use prayer as an excuse not to execute. Okay? And then number 4 is doing too many things, overloading yourself, all right, without having the proper manpower. And lastly is consistency. You want whatever you do, just be consistent. There's time where I don't even want to get on social media. Can I be honest with you? Let me be real. I don't even want nothing to be scheduled. I don't even want to. I tell people, I said, listen, I'm an introvert. Okay, people be like, there's no way you are. Yeah, I am. Then I had somebody to say, well, you're actually an ambivert, because they heard me say I'm an introvert who learned to be an extrovert because I'm in the people business. And they was like, well, you're really an ambivert because you can flow in both lanes, right? But if you really look at the full scope of it, I'm more of an introvert than I am an extrovert. All right, which means that I really don't have to be around people, but I love helping people and I want to be obedient to the Lord. So, okay, so I had to tell myself the same thing that I am laying out to you on today. So, what is that thing? What is that one key thing that you are going to work on? Out of the 5 things that I shared, what is that one key thing? And if you want to share more than one, share more than one. But what is that one key thing? Is it consistency? Is it sitting down and taking an evaluation and assessment and getting clear on what that thing is? You understand? Is it you being more focused? Because maybe you're allowing too many things to disrupt your time throughout the day. So it's robbing you of your precious time. What is that one thing? What is that one thing? I would definitely love to know. Make sure you comment below, because I would definitely love to know. And make sure that you share. I'm a firm believer. Whenever I listen to something that I feel that has blessed me, I always share it out. Most of the time I share it out anyway. So I am inviting you to share, to like, to subscribe as well. And remember that we actually go live every week here on YouTube. Thank you again for blessing me with your presence and your time here on Arise and Build. God bless.